right. I think we're live, Eric.
All right, we're live.
Good morning yet again.
Good morning.
Dude, like I was saying earlier, like episode 17,
Right? I know.
daily episodes for Get Shit Done. Like when I, like it was a big commitment to be like, okay, I'm doing a daily show like every day. We're crushing it.
Totally.
Like I don't know. I like doing them. Like I'm into it. I have zero like hesitation. I don't have any resistance about like getting here, getting everything set up, getting the lights on, getting the computer fired up, getting the camera set up and going live. Like I'm just down,
Awesome.
personally.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, it's really great. It's really great. Well, positive focus. Eric, what are you stoked about this morning?
I spent hours yesterday working on my webinar slides and getting clear on my presentation. And I got about, I'd say about halfway, slightly more than halfway through it.
A little fire up underneath you there. This getting high. That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
Boom. That's awesome, dude. Congrats.
Thanks.
What am I stoked about today? Tomorrow's my birthday.
Right.
Tomorrow's my birthday. And I'm very stoked about that. I have 2 childhood friends that have birthdays on either side of my birthday that I'm still in touch with. So
cool. Yep.
Yeah, and so one of them is the guy that introduced me to running, Matt Daigle, in 8th grade. Matt when in junior high was like he was a god of running. Like he could run for whatever reason. He could run like the freaking wind. And in the meantime, my legs were all like weird. My feet were pointing in and I could just barely walk down the hallway without my knees knocking together, literally, Matt Daigle's like on the way home, we rode the same bus, M14. M stands for Mascoma because we went to Mascoma High School. We rode M14 together, and he lived a couple miles down the road at the Shaker Village, where I would go on to have one of my first jobs in the kitchen there and whatever, in Enfield, New Hampshire. And Matt was recruiting on the last day of school. He was riding home, and they were looking for runners for the cross country team because running was not popular. It was not a popular sport in the early 90s. And so I was tall, I was skinny, I was in Boy Scouts, and I did do hiking and things like that. So I wasn't a total invalid, you know what I mean? Like, but like I was not a runner, and I did not consider myself an athlete of any sort. Like I could go hiking with a backpack for a few miles in the woods and like make it through or whatever. But like, he's like, we really need people. You're not going to be playing soccer, and like it's better than sitting home playing video games. I'm like, all right. And so we ran a few times that summer together, but he was like running varsity level in 7th and 8th grade, and so like we didn't run together that much because he just like whooped my ass. And so but I started running 9th grade, and it completely changed my life. So Matt Daigle, it's his birthday today. And then my other friend, lifelong friend, Ratna Papert, she's an artist. And she lives in LA now. And she makes puppets and does costuming for movies and that kind of stuff for a living. And so I'm stoked to be in like reasonably good. I'm in very good contact with Ratna, but I'm not in great contact with Matt, even though he lives, I think, in North Carolina now. But I'm really, I guess, happy that I have like a pretty solid handful of lifelong friends like left over that I've stayed in touch with from high school, and some from college too, but I have some really good, solid, like lifelong friendships with people that I've maintained through all of everyone's ups and downs and moving all over the place and getting married and divorced and all the various things, which is really nice. I know a lot of people that don't have those lifelong friendships, and so it's a cool thing. It's good to stay in touch with your friends. I encourage you to do that. You know, like be the one that stays in touch. Don't wait for them to stay in touch, you know, and have a grudge about it. Be the one to reach out. So dude, a while back, I made a Facebook post before we started doing the Get Shit Done show. And I was like, hey, who wants to be hypnotized on live stream? You know, and I got like a dozen people that volunteered, but I never did it. And I've been thinking about hypnosis as it relates to both Get Shit Done and my overarching business, and the different ways that I've helped people with hypnosis over the years, and the ways that I've gotten it in front of people so that they could learn just how like powerful it is to be able to unlock these aspects of your brain, to do things at a far superior level than what you are right now, or to open up new skills or possibilities or perspectives or ways of thinking. And most people are like, I can't be hypnotized. Hypnosis is bogus, or it's too weird for me. I don't want some weirdo controlling my mind. Right. And so we have all these like quiet objections in the back of our mind. So like hypnosis is more accepted and less obscure and weird than it was even 20 years ago, 25 years ago when I got started. But a lot of people still have like there's a weird stigma around it. And so I know that, well, actually, before I jump into it too much, I would love to hear you've talked about it a little bit, but I would love to hear your experience with hypnosis in the last few years, I guess. And what has been, I don't know if you've tried other people's hypnosis stuff other than mine or not. Maybe yes, maybe either way, it's cool. Like what has your experience been with hypnosis in the last few years, and what has it done for you? You know, like why are you into it?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. So the past few years, I guess that was when I was first exposed to it. And, you know, I had a few of your sessions like that I bought from you through your email list, and I listened to them a little bit, but not very consistently. And yeah, I didn't really get into it until more recently, this past year. And yeah, I spent a period of time, about 6 months, just immersing myself in solitude on my farm and doing a lot of deep inner work, and just really reinventing my life, my goals, and what I believed was possible for myself. And part of that process was listening to hypnosis sessions on a daily basis, sometimes twice a day, sometimes even 3 times a day. And yeah, that was awesome. And some of the things that shifted for me is it really just gave me a much deeper level of belief in myself, belief in my dreams and goals. And I noticed pretty quickly how much my dreams and goals expanded. I mean, just exponentially. And yeah, and starting to take action towards them like immediately.
Cool.
Yep.
Are there any particular dreams or goals that that come to mind? Like, do you have any specifics of like, oh, I was just thinking about this, but then I had an insight and then I decided to go for this, and here's what I did. Like, is there anything that comes up for you specifically?
Right. Well, I mean, it really helped me take action just getting up immediately after a session and without even thinking about it, just getting up, going to my easel and starting to paint. And that felt awesome. And I was just noticing myself going through these motions without consciously thinking about it. And
the thing about painting, though, I think that's significant, dude, because you said you went through like a 20-year like creativity block.
Exactly.
Right. So like, how much was hypnosis involved in moving past or through or whatever you did with that block? Like, was it instrumental, or is it something that was more like you started using hypnosis after that opened up?
Yeah, it was after that opened up. I mean, the overcoming the initial block, that happened during an ayahuasca ceremony,
Yeah. Okay, cool.
right? But then it was kind of like, okay, that creativity path opened back up.
Right.
But then there was still kind of these like mini blocks that was keeping me from actually painting. Like, yeah, I reconnected with that goal, but I wasn't painting on a regular basis and not fully in a flow with it. But
Right.
then the hypnosis helped me work through that and just get right to it.
So remove the resistance.
It did, yeah.
Cool.
Hmm.
Cool. That's a great example. So like, who doesn't have something in their life that they want to be doing more of, but they're not for whatever reason, whether it's something that's like something you have to take care of, like tidying the house more often, or something that you want to do, but you're not prioritizing, right? For whatever reason, whether it's a self-belief, whether it's you just have other stuff on your schedule, whether it's laziness, whatever, and so that's really great. So specifically hypnosis, one of the things that hypnosis has helped you to do is to paint more often, to do one of the things you love more often when you
Right.
weren't. That's great. That's great, especially because it relates directly back to, you know what time it is?
It's time to get shit done.
That's right. That's right. So that's so funny. Cool. Well, so what we're going to do today, guys, is if you're tuning in, welcome. We're going to do a live hypnosis session here in a few minutes. I'm going to ask Eric, have you and I ever done a live hypnosis session together? I didn't think
No,
so.
I mean, I've listened to lots of your recordings,
Right.
but yeah, we've never done a live one.
Great. Cool. Well, that's what we're going to do today. Right. And it's going to be very much like the experience is almost exactly the same as when I work with a client privately. The only difference is that instead of just being on Zoom right now, we're on StreamYard and we're broadcasting live on a handful of social media channels. Right. So there is that difference. But for those of you tuning in that are curious about hypnosis, curious about what it's like to work with a hypnotist or to work with me, this is pretty close, right? What you're going to see is pretty close. And I'm not sure what we're going to focus on today. We haven't scripted this. We haven't planned it out. But I'm going to ask Eric a series of questions to get more of an idea of what he wants to focus on today. Presumably has something to do with being an entrepreneur, but maybe, who knows, maybe not. And then we'll, after we go through that, what I call the intake process, and that I'm clear on what he wants and where we're going, then we'll do the hypnosis session. Now, when we do the hypnosis session, in 20 or 30 minutes from now, if you're driving or you're operating heavy machinery or you're, if you're flying an aircraft, perhaps spaceship, if you're responsible for like launching somebody out of the cannon with a human cannonball, don't be listening to the hypnosis session. Okay. That's not the right time for it, because hypnosis is by nature very relaxing. It's essentially guided meditation, leading you into a deeply relaxed meditative state where you can learn really, really fast, where you can learn new thought patterns, new habits, new actions, new beliefs, make new neural pathways, new connections in your mind, much, much, much faster than you can strictly through repetition and willpower. So hypnosis essentially is accelerated learning. So, and one of the ways to get into that state is moving into a very relaxed, calm, and comfortable meditative state called the hypnagogic state, which is the state between being awake and asleep. Hypnagogic is named after the Greek god Hypnos, the god of sleep, right? So
Wow.
that's the relationship between hypnosis and sleep, because hypnosis literally is that state, that in-between state between being awake and asleep, right? That limbo state where you're you're kind of awake and kind of stretching out into dreamland and into a spiritual zone, however you want to look at that. And when you're in that state, you can make enormous changes and shifts very, very, very quickly without all of your ego conscious resistance that's trying to keep you essentially safe and stuck where you are, right, in stasis mode, right? So okay, Eric, so while I'm asking you these questions, I'm going to actually open up a different screen. If in case it looks like I'm not looking at you, it's because I'm not. So we'll just go through. So we already know that you've tried hypnosis before, and that I'm just going to take some notes as we're chatting. So that we've tried hypnosis before, and had good results with it, right? So today, right, what is the specific issue, challenge, or difficulty that you would like help with today?
Okay. I think a key area that I could use most help with is relating to self-confidence and self-confidence with my communication, self-confidence with speaking, self-confidence with, really self-confidence with speaking, I think sums it up. Like speaking on sales calls, speaking on live streams, speaking on videos, and just having the more self-confidence and self-belief in what I'm doing.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm realizing that I'm probably like being super antiquated right now by typing your notes. I probably could have all of this happening automatically in the background with AI.
Oh, right.
So whatever, we'll work on that in the future.
Yep.
So cool. So what are your short-term goals, meaning your immediate goals for this session today? Like, what would you like to experience, shift, or achieve in the next few weeks? I know you kind of touched on that, but like, what specifically do you want to shift as a result of today's session?
Okay, let's focus specifically on confidence in sales.
Okay.
Yep.
So give me more. Confidence in sales. Paint the picture. Like, what's the goal? Tell me what your life is going to be like after the session.
I will be able to go into sales calls with a lot more confidence. Ultimately, I'll be able to guide and help my prospects and clients much more easily, coming from a more confident space.
So, would your closing rate increase?
Exactly.
Would your ability to get people to take action to book calls with you increase?
Yes.
Okay, so how many sales calls a day or a week would you have? Like, would you want your calendar to be full with as many sales calls as you want?
Yeah.
Okay, how many sales calls would you ideally like to have in the coming weeks on average? Like, what would be a full calendar for you?
A full calendar would be I guess 3 a day, 5 days a week.
So 15 calls a week.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, great. And so let's say that were the case. Your speaking abilities are improving, your self-confidence is improving, your salesmanship is improving, your ability to speak confidently on video, on social media, live streams, webinars, in person, in groups, from stage, what have you, is all improving. You're feeling more confident. Your calendar's getting full. And do you have specifics? Like, if you had 15 calls a week, what would you and you were like on fire, right? You were just crushing it. What would you expect your close rate to be? Like when you talk about like the people in your upline, you know, the people who have big organizations and are really good at selling and getting the right people, like what's their close rate like? You know, if they're crushing it.
I mean, some of the top leaders have incredibly high close rate. I mean, like 80 or 90%, even some of them.
Yes. Well, so what are you aiming at?
Let's aim for closing 10 a week.
So you would close 2 out of 3.
Yep.
66%, baby. All right. So this right here, Eric, just like between you and me, and I guess between you and everyone who's
everybody
watching.
else,
between all of us, between you, me, and the rest of the world. So when I was like, what are your short-term goals? Like, what are your immediate goals for this session? Your response was very vague. It was okay, but it wasn't specific, clear, or motivating. Right.
All right.
And so you wanted to improve your communication, which is great. And you wanted to be better at helping and guiding your prospects and customers, which is also great.
Yep.
But you didn't say squat about making more money, closing more sales, you know what I mean? Like it was like it was almost like you had resistance saying that you wanted to get better at selling stuff.
Okay, sure.
Right?
Yep.
So like, 1, something to examine in the future. 2, given the opportunity to set a goal, set the goal you want and be super freaking clear about what it is you want. Because like the clearer you are, the easier it's going to be for your brain to get you there. Like 95% of everything you think, everything you do throughout the day, every thought you have, every feeling you have, every belief that you have that determines whether or not you do something or you do something else, like 95% of that is complete and total autopilot. Okay.
Totally.
Your subconscious is running the show. You think you are. A little 5% of your brain thinks it's you, but it's not. Okay. So all the areas where you like for the most part, your entire life, you set it up. Okay. Everything you're experiencing right now, you made almost all of it happen. And most of it you didn't do on purpose. It was your subconscious like taking hold, right? And that, there's a lot of factors in that, from how you grew up to early childhood beliefs. There's, a lot of arguments for even multi-generational beliefs that are passed down, like all sorts of things. People that are more on the spiritual side talk about past lives or ancestral beliefs and these types of things. They're all factors, right? But at the end of the day, your subconscious determines most of who you are and how your life turns out. So we're giving you a little bit of access to a few more percentage points, right? Yep. So you can kind of go and put in there more of where you want to go instead of as much of the belief of who you've been and who you are. Right. So, okay. More questions. Next question is, what are your longer term goals over the course of the next year? So this is a classic question I love to ask people, is what would have had to have happened for you, right? This is called the Dan Sullivan question, right?
Okay.
What would have had to happen for you over the next year? So if you and I were be doing episode, let's see, 365 plus 17, 375, 76, 77, 78, 79, 81, episode 382 of the Get Shit Done Show. A year from today, what would have had to have happened in your life, personally and professionally, for you to be satisfied with your progress?
Okay.
Basically, what are your big goals for the next year?
Yeah,
exactly. That's the other way of putting it, right? Like, what do you
right,
want to see
no, I guess my brain was just going immediately to like specific numbers and trying to do quick math. But generally speaking, just I've grown a huge team in my network marketing business, and collectively we're super productive. I'm a great leader. I'm leading them, and we're getting strong duplication throughout the team. I'm making lots of direct sales. We're getting lots of team sales, and I'm in really good financial standing and expanding all the time.
So roughly, so in your mind, how big's your team
Okay.
in a year?
Well, let's see. If I'm closing 10 a week, and
Just go with intuition instead of going with the actual numbers.
yeah, okay, sure.
Like how many people do you think you're like is in your posse, is in your crew, is in your clan, is in your, like how many
Right.
people you got?
Like active team members, because not
Yeah,
everybody's
active
active.
team members. How many
Active
people you
team
got?
members, I want a solid team of 100 people.
I had that number 100 in my mind anyway, so that makes
Yep.
sense. So like think about like you're doing a weekly webinar for your team, like how many people are showing up, like maybe 70 or something. You know what I
Yep.
mean? That would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Like that would be massive.
Right.
100 active members on my team. And how much personal income would you be bringing down every month? Would you be bringing in every month? Do you think?
Let's see.
What's your goal?
Well,
Do what you want, not what's logical or rational. Go for like, what do you want?
Yeah, I mean, a year from now, I want to be making like 50K a month.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. So, dude, here's the thing. Okay, hypnosis is dreamland.
Yep.
Anything happens in dreamland. So this is something that most people don't understand. So when we dream and we recall our dreams, like we can wake up from a dream and feel scared, or we can wake up from a dream and feel amazing. We can wake up from a dream that was like an erotic dream and feel aroused. We can wake up from a wonderful dream of like a magical world and we can feel inspired and expansive. We can learn how to lucid dream, and we can go for a fly, and we can fly around the world if we want to. We can all sorts of things. And then there's just weird dreams, right? Where it's just like reality is just not making sense and it's bending all over the place. Hypnosis is dreamland. But the thing about dreams that are interesting, especially recurring dreams, is that we have memories of them. And so we have a memory of a dream, right? And when you have a memory of a dream, is it really that different than a memory of something that actually happened? No, it's not that different.
Mm-hmm.
And so what hypnosis does is it helps you to create a memory of a dream. And with a hypnosis recording, it's now a recurring dream.
Right.
And so what we're trying to do is we're trying to create the memory of the dream that you want to have for the future. So it feels like it's already happened. So there's no resistance. Right? So we're going for exactly what you really want, that you believe is possible. Like you don't want it to be so outrageous that you're like, no way could I ever do that. Like that's not a useful response, right? Like something that's great, but within your ability to believe is possible, right?
Yep.
So awesome. So we've already touched on this a little bit. So imagine if there's anything else you want to throw in. Describe. Imagine yourself a year from today. What does your ideal life look like? Are there any other factors involved in your ideal life that you'd like to work in?
I mean, I have the ability to travel freely and at, a high level of like being able to make great lifestyle choices while I'm traveling, live well and travel well.
Because you have the
And
expendable income.
exactly.
Okay.
Um, yeah,
Cool.
other elements of my life, my relationship is thriving.
Great. Awesome.
Hmm.
And so this issue of lack of self-confidence in speaking, how is it affecting you right now? Like physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, relationally? How is the lack of confidence in speaking impacting you?
Like in my life
Currently?
currently,
Yeah.
yeah, I think it stems from some form of social anxiety that I'm realizing that I have that I wasn't really aware of until kind of just this past year. It was always there and I never really identified it until more recently. And how it affects me is, yeah, I guess I feel anxiety sometimes, like going into sales calls, doing, I mean, not so much on the live streams, a little bit sometimes, but not so much.
But going into sales calls, you feel anxiety.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yep,
And do you feel anxiety around the idea of doing this webinar?
a little bit.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, rightly so. You haven't done one before, right?
right. Yep.
Um, okay. And when you say you feel anxiety going into sales calls or anxiety around the webinar, for example, do you have anxiety when you flip on the camera and do a solo live stream?
A little bit. It depends. If I'm doing them all the time, that goes away
Right.
almost completely. If
Right.
I stop doing them all the time, it comes right back, and then I
Totally.
have to go through it all over again.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yep.
No, I mean I mean that's common, right?
Yeah,
So
sure.
you
Yeah,
could work on it
exactly.
and practice it and whatever, and there's lots of stuff you can do with hypnosis to ease that up. But like
Yep.
basically everybody deals with that, right?
Yeah,
So,
I think so too.
but
Yeah.
for you, when you say, so I feel anxiety going into sales calls, how is that affecting you right now? How is the anxiety affecting you? Like, what is it? What's it causing?
Well, I mean, going into sales calls with anxiety and feeling not fully confident, whoever I'm talking to is going to feel that. And it's hard to really lead them to their best decision and close the sale if
Yeah. So
I'm
you're saying
like,
that the anxiety is causing you to not close the sale
I think so. Yeah, definitely.
because you're not closing 50% or even 25% right now, right?
Right.
That makes sense.
Hmm.
Totally makes sense. Did you know that the first guy I ever did wealth hypnosis with back in the day was with my Brattleboro office, and
Yep.
he was a weight loss client? Did I tell you
Okay.
this?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, he was a weight
Or
loss
maybe you
client.
did.
It
Yeah.
was awesome. So he came in and he paid in advance, paid in advance for like 6 months of sessions.
Hmm.
Yeah, he had like well over 100 pounds to lose, and he's like, I'm tired of being fat. I'm gonna, I'm committing to this, whatever. And so he did everything I told him to do. He started exercising every day. He started drinking more water. He started eating better. He was shedding, he was losing weight. He was losing weight. He was getting in shape. He had more energy. He was starting to date again. All the things, and but then like I had used up all. I was still like fairly young as a hypnotist. Like I basically used all my tricks. Right, I used all the different techniques that I knew, and he was crushing it. And I was like, dude, you're doing everything right. What do you want to focus on today? He's like, I don't know. Can you hypnotize me to sell more cars? Because he sold cars.
Okay.
And I was like, I don't see why not. So I hypnotize him and he goes back to the car dealership. He comes back 2 weeks later and he's the number one salesman on the lot out of
All right.
nowhere. He just started crushing it. So that was my first experience of wealth hypnosis, where I was like, now this guy is making way more money than I am. I just
Right.
did one hypnosis session. I was like, what's wrong here? Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you can do really, really amazing things. Guys, by the way, For all of you tuning in, we're going to do a hypnosis session here in a few minutes. We're just going through the intake process with Eric and sharing with you a little bit of what it's like to actually have a hypnosis session. So stand by, hypnosis coming soon. We're going to get back into it. Okay. So when you think about addressing this challenge of lack of self-confidence with speaking and or social anxiety, or when you think about building that team of 100 people,
Yep.
right? And having that business that's making $50K a month.
Yep.
What emotions or feelings arise when you think about that challenge or that goal?
When I think about that goal in relation to the anxiety, or like, how do you mean?
How do you feel when you think about like addressing this?
Oh, I mean, it feels empowering.
Cool.
Yep.
And when you think about like the anxiety itself, how does that make you feel? Like when you just consider the anxiety and the social anxiety aspect of it all?
Yeah, it's like this tightness in my chest, and it makes it difficult to speak effectively.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So, all right, we've already talked a little bit about, what's the big change that you'll experience when the goal is achieved, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be making a lot more money and have a big team, and so making more money, having a big team, and easily able to close sales without anxiety. What would you and with self-confidence? Is there anything else that you want to feel, or anything else that is going to be there when this goal is achieved?
Let's see. I mean, I feel like that pretty much covers it. But yeah, how
Yeah.
do I want to feel when the goal is achieved?
What's the biggest, outcome, change, or difference you will experience in your life when it is achieved, rather than how you will feel? Like, is there any other outcomes that you'll experience?
I mean, I guess just generally, just massive upgrades to my life, what I'm able to do, and the choices I'm able to make.
Okay.
Like, I'll be
Cool.
able to really create my circumstances instead of like have circumstances that I feel, stuck in, or that they're like really have the ability to shape my reality around me, whatever I want to create, whatever I want to do, wherever I want to go. I'll have the ability to make those choices.
Cool.
Yep.
What are the biggest obstacles that are standing in your way of doing that right now?
Let's see. I mean, aside from the sales anxiety.
Yeah. What are the obstacles? So sales anxiety, right?
Yep.
Are there any other obstacles that are standing in your way of having these massive upgrades in your life making more money, having a big team, closing more sales, being able to create your reality around you. Like why can't you do that right now? What are the obstacles that are standing in your way?
Right. Um, Greater consistency with my content creation. That's a key element. Better follow-up on my end.
So those are two separate things, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Follow up with your prospects.
Yep.
How about follow up and taking care of the people that do sign on? Like, how good of a job are you? Rate yourself, scale of 1 to 10. How good a job are you currently doing of taking care of your existing team?
Pretty good. I mean, I'm in good contact with them. What's been difficult is that I find not a high level of engagement from them.
Right.
So, yeah.
So that's an indicator that you're not doing a very good job of taking care of them.
Okay.
Right. It's kind of like, again, consider them plants in a garden. Well, I planted it, but they aren't really growing or producing any fruit. Right.
Right. But it's also the kind of thing you can lead a horse to water, and I've repeatedly tried to get everybody together and schedule
So check it
like
out.
team calls, individual one-on-one calls, and there has been general lack of enthusiasm about that, or people are just busy.
Right. And that can happen over time, right? But the other thing is that can indicate that you're not attracting the right prospects and that you're not accepting the right prospects. Maybe you're accepting people to sign on that you shouldn't, right? Who aren't ready. Like you don't want to, right? You want to be attracting people who are ready and who do have the right mindset and that you actually want on your team, right? You're building a team of hopefully ass kickers. But if you decide to build a team of stubborn donkeys, congratulations. Like, what are you going to do? There's nothing you can do. So like a big part of that is yes, taking care of the team, but it's also, really choosing the right people in the first, like planting the right seeds.
Exactly.
So there are a lot of factors in this. Mm-hmm. Cool. So, okay. I know this is kind of a repeat, but what do you believe is holding you back the most? Be as honest as possible.
I mean, aside from the sales confidence, I feel like it ties into high ticket sales. I mean, that's a little bit different than just sales confidence. It's like confidence with high ticket sales is different than like low ticket sales. It's a big ask, right?
Okay. So confidence with high ticket, but so let's go a little deeper, right?
Yep.
Because here's the issue. So if you were not in network marketing and you had never even been exposed to the word high ticket sales, this would still be showing up in your life somehow.
Sure.
Because it's an underlying issue. So what I'm really asking is, what do you really think is holding you back? The symptom is I can't close as well as I want to with high ticket. Okay.
Yep.
What's going on? Like, really?
I guess it stems from lack of self-belief.
Okay.
Yep.
So lack of self-belief, then so that, I mean, I'm putting words in your mouth here a little bit, so correct me if I'm wrong, right? But what it sounds to me like is fear of rejection.
Oh,
because
okay.
like
That makes sense.
Lack of self-belief, but if you have good self-confidence and you're there for yourself, you don't really need somebody externally to tell you you're okay by, accepting it. And where if you're genuinely like, well, this may or may not be the right thing for you. I'm cool either way, and I'm not attached to the outcome. Like your sales rate's going to go through the roof, first of all, if you're genuinely there. And it's hard to be there if you're not already cash flush. Like if you're at all financially desperate or you feel financially desperate, you immediately go into that anxiety mode when it's time to close the sale because there's something important on the line, right? So how do you stay calm even in the face of that, right? And how do you genuinely stay focused on serving the prospect instead of making the sale?
Exactly.
Right. So like when we talk about fear of rejection or that lack of belief in self, are there any like memories or specific other times in your life that lack of belief in yourself or potentially that fear of rejection has come up?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, fear of rejection. That makes sense when you said that. That's probably the root of it. Yeah, there's been, I feel like a long pattern and history of that fear of rejection playing out in my life in various ways.
Okay. Cool. Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, how motivated are you to make this change right now to increase your self-confidence and supercharge your communication and sales ability?
10.
Okay. Good answer.
Mm-hmm.
What habits, patterns, or behaviors do you think you need to change in order to achieve your goals? You've touched on some of these, but let's
Right.
just like list them out.
Yeah, I need to be more consistent
With
with my daily routines, with my follow-up, with my content creation.
anything else?
I mean, there's the weekly webinar.
Yes. All right.
Mhm.
Breakthrough. Yep. You say it a little bit sheepishly. Okay, cool. So more consistent with your daily follow-up, content creation, and weekly webinar. Any other habits, patterns, or behaviors that you think you need to change in order to achieve your goals?
Well, I've been working on my scheduling and that's been helping, but I need to get more on top of my schedule.
What does that mean?
What does that mean? It means
That's pretty vague.
blocking out my time specifically. It's like, okay, cool. I have an appointment at such and such time and I've marked it on my calendar. But what about all those other spaces that are just left blank? I need to fill those in with the things that I actually need to be doing during those times and do them during those times and not have it be sort of vague.
Yeah. Makes a huge difference, right?
Yeah.
I whenever I do that, it always improves everything. And I always know I should be doing it more, but I resist it personally.
Yep.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to jump off screen for a second, come back and ask you some more questions. I need to run to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Maybe you can do a little commercial break right now.
Sure. Yep. All right. So, yeah, this is going to be awesome. I have never done a live hypnosis session. I've done lots of recorded sessions, which have been epic. But yeah, so Pure Path to Prosperity, that is my Facebook group that I created. And if you're somebody, you're wanting to create more money in your life, you're stuck at a job that is maybe not that fulfilling, you're working, trading your time for money at a capped salary, and you know that there's something more for yourself, but you don't know what to do or how to get there. I'm working with an incredible opportunity, working with these amazing water ionizers, and you can make a lot of money with this. We're working together as a team, as a community. It's a global opportunity, so you can do this anywhere in the world, have more time freedom to spend at home doing the things you love, spending time with your children, with your family, and yeah. So inside the Pure Path to Prosperity Facebook group, you can look it up and find me there. And we're going to be talking all about that. And I'm going to be launching these weekly webinars. We're going to be diving deep into that opportunity. And you can learn all the details of the products that we work with and the payment structure, how it pays you, and the kind of leverage that you can create with this. And oh, it looks like we got Tellman back.
That's right.
So yeah, Pure Path to Prosperity. Look it up on Facebook, join the group, and I'll see you on the inside.
Awesome. Awesome. Cool, guys. We're just wrapping up with a couple more questions for Eric, and then we're going to jump right into the live hypnosis session. So if you're here for the live hypnosis session, then you're about to experience some wealth hypnosis. We're going to help supercharge Eric's communication and sales abilities. And in the meantime, you can join our productivity cult for entrepreneurs at getshitdone.com. It's actually not a $ in there. It's actually an S. I just use the $ for the logo. So getshitdone.com, spell it out, and you can join our community if you're interested. I'm going to, we got Bianca. I haven't heard from Bianca in a long time. So Bianca says, I love hypnosis. Oh, I can't even see myself. Because I love hypnosis because it breaks the synopsis and those limiting beliefs are boom, gone. Financially in sales, I delivered $2.3 million in contracts in 2.25 years, working part-time the last 6 months of that. I was hypnotized for infinite sales 3 years prior. I went from increasing my sales from 25% with a month and was in the top 3 in either 1, 2, or 3 with sales floor of 50 people for a coaching company. I was consistent and wanted higher commission, and they declined. So I quit because I knew my self-worth. I remember that story, Bianca. That's so awesome. And Bianca, I've known Bianca for a bunch of years. She's also a hypnotherapist. And she says, I think it's self-confidence and self-worth. And then she says, in sales, there is rejection. I would call back on hangups, LOL, and get the sale. Dialing for dollars and keep going. Bianca's badass. What's a water ionizer? I'm into water. All right. Well, Bianca, go to Pure Path to Prosperity, and you can learn all about Eric and his water ionizing empire.
Yeah, that's right.
Cool. We're about to get started with the hypnosis session here in just a second, guys. So prepare yourself for that. All right, Eric, couple more questions for you, and then we'll get rolling.
Okay.
What's one belief or mindset shift you feel would make the biggest difference in your life?
I mean, aside from everything we just talked about.
Yeah, if there's anything else that comes up.
Right. I guess the belief that people want and need what I have.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
Want and need and are willing to to pay for.
And are willing to pay for it. Yeah. See the value in it.
What I'm selling.
Mm-hmm.
And should we call that like the Kagan opportunity, or what do you want to call what you have? What do you want to call what you're? I mean, ideally, it'd be anything that you're selling, right? But right now, you're selling this opportunity, and you're selling the ionizers. So, like, how would you put that?
I mean, we could just call it my opportunity or my offer.
Great. Okay. What does success feel or sound like to you after the session? Feel, sound, or look like to you after the session?
It feels like the rubber hitting the road, like traction and ease and flow. Not to say that it won't be hard work still, but it's like doing the work and seeing the results.
Okay, well, what are the results?
The results are, a lot of engagement in the content I'm creating, a lot of people raising their hands and wanting more information. The results are people booking calls with me and taking their next steps and onboarding onto my team, becoming active in my team.
Great.
And ultimately making a lot more money.
Great. Okay. What do you hope will improve in your life over the next few months? Any areas? I know you touched on money.
Yep.
You touched on relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else? Either any specifics or anything else that you left out?
I mean, I feel like that covers it. My financial situation, that's a big one.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And over the next year, what are the top 3 priorities or values for you over the next year?
My finances, my relationship, getting back in a flow with my art.
Yep. Great. Cool. Is there anything you're particularly nervous or curious about regarding the session today?
No, I don't feel nervous about it. Curious. I've listened to your recorded sessions, which are great. I'm curious what this one's going to be like because it seems like it's going to be highly tailored to everything we just talked about.
That's the idea.
Yeah, so I'm curious what that'll be like.
Okay, cool. And is
Yep.
there any other information you'd like to share that could that I could use to help tailor this to your unique needs right now?
Okay.
Anything we haven't gone over that seems relevant to share?
Yeah, I guess having the ability to focus and do the work that I need to do even when there's things happening in my life that kind of sway me emotionally.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. That is super good. So, is there anything else that we need to cover before we jump in?
I think we got it.
Okay. Okay, let me just make one more note. Cool. Okay. So, all right, guys. So we just did an intake with Eric. We're about to do a hypnosis session. Robert Burge gives us a little trophy. Robert Bridge in the UK. What's up, Robert? Good to see you. And we're going to do a hypnosis session here in a few few moments, focused on reducing social anxiety, increasing sales self-confidence and belief, specifically for the purpose of improving your ability to enter sales calls and feel good and close with ease, right? So that you can build your team, so that people, your content becomes more engaging and more connected, causes more people to raise their hands, more people to be engaged. Your consistency is up. Your own engagement is up, right? And it's going to be great. And Bianca says, this is going to be a golden hypnosis session for Eric, right? Hopefully this will be a golden hypnosis session for anyone that cares to listen in. So if you guys are driving or doing anything that takes your attention, that it would be dangerous if you were to fall asleep, then I need you to log off now. Okay. Come back to this a little bit later where you can sit down or lay down in a comfortable space. And so Eric, make sure you're sitting down or laying down in a comfortable spot where you can lean back and chill. You don't need to look particularly presentable necessarily.
Okay.
It's okay if you drool all over yourself, whatever, it's all good. And I'd like you to make sure that any devices that you have are in silent mode or do not disturb mode to the best of your ability. And that, yeah, it's a good thing for everybody to be aware of. And what we're going to do here is we are going to go ahead and jump in to the session. So just give me 1 second. I'm going to adjust my screen a little bit.
Okay, I'm going to pee real quick.
Oh yeah, go for it. Yeah, that's a great idea. Okay. All right, everybody. So we are just about to get going with our hypnosis session here for the day. So get ready. It should be pretty fun. And it's going to be focused on helping Eric to supercharge his sales ability and to improve his self-confidence with selling. It's really, really good stuff. So we are just about to jump in and get started with that as soon as Eric gets back from the bathroom. And the reason that we're doing this, guys, is because I wanted to show you what hypnosis is like in a live environment. And so we just went through the intake process where I asked Eric a bunch of questions and he answered them so that we could create a customized wealth hypnosis session for him here today. And if you do anything as an entrepreneur in sales or marketing in any way, shape, or form, then what you're about to hear is probably also going to be very relevant and very useful for you. So I'm actually going to close a couple extra windows because I have some people dinging me on Facebook and stuff that I don't want to be interrupting. And we are going to go ahead and get started. So are you good to go, Eric? Is there any other questions you have before we get started?
I'm good to go.
Okay, great. Awesome. All right, guys. So as soon as you're comfy, Eric, just go ahead and get ready. That's right. Nice.
All right.
Perfect.
All right, I'm ready.
All right. So just go ahead and take a nice, slow, deep breath in. And as you exhale, with your eyes closed, just begin to allow yourself to relax. And just begin to allow yourself to relax as much as you possibly can right now. Just finding a comfortable position where your body feels supported, with your eyes closing gently, breathing in and breathing out. And as you exhale, you can feel the weight of the day begin to fade away. as if carried by a soft, calming breeze. This is your time. It's your space to step into a stronger, more confident version of yourself. With each inhale, imagine drawing in calm and self-assurance. With each and every exhale, releasing any tension or anxiety, letting it drift far, far away. Each breath is a step closer to clarity, confidence, and belief in yourself. As you bring your attention now to the top of your head, imagine a golden light softly descending over you. This light carries the energy of confidence, clarity, and focus. And as it touches your scalp, feel it melting away tension. It moves gently to your forehead, smoothing away worry, and continues to your eyes, allowing them to rest completely. Feeling the light now flowing down into your cheeks, your jaw, your neck, releasing all tightness. It moves to your shoulders, dissolving the weight of doubt and fear. The light travels down your arms, through your elbows, your wrists, and your fingertips, filling every part of you with calm and readiness. Now allow the light to flow through your chest, easing your breathing and into your back, unwinding any tension. It moves through your stomach, into your hips, your thighs, your knees, grounding you. Finally, it flows through your calves, your ankles and feet, anchoring you deeply. You are now fully relaxed, embraced by a sense of readiness and strength. Imagine yourself standing at the entrance to a magnificent hall. This hall represents your potential, a space filled with opportunities for growth and success. The doors are open, inviting you to step inside. And as you enter, notice how the air feels calm, yet electrified with possibility. In just a moment, I will count down from 10 to 1. And with each number, you will walk deeper into this hall, feeling more connected to your confidence and inner power. 10. Stepping inside. The floor steady beneath your feet. 9. The light in the hall is warm and energizing. 8. Each step lighter, your body more relaxed. 7. Down, deeper, the air filled with potential and excitement. 6, clarity and self-belief blooming within you. 5, halfway there, leaving all hesitation behind, down, deeper. 4, your focus sharpening with each step. 3, down, nearly there, your confidence growing stronger. 2, your heart open, your mind steady. And 1, arriving at the center of the hall, calm, clear, and ready for transformation. In the center of this hall stands a glowing mirror. This mirror reflects the most confident, the most capable version of you. You step closer and look into the mirror. Notice how you stand tall, how your presence radiates calm, authority, and self-belief. This version of you moves through sales calls, live streams, and webinars with ease and clarity. You guide prospects with confidence, closing sales effortlessly and authentically. Take a moment to connect with this reflection. Feel the confidence flowing from it into you, filling every part of your being. This energy dissolves any lingering doubts or fears, replacing them with certainty and calm strength. Now, imagine stepping through the mirror, fully integrating this confident version of yourself. You are no longer observing, you are becoming. Feel the shift within you as this confidence becomes your natural state. And as you stand here with yourself, hear, accept, and internalize these truths, confident flows naturally within you. You communicate with clarity, ease, and self-assurance. Sales calls, live streams, and webinars feel effortless and empowering. You guide your prospects with authenticity and skill. Your belief in yourself is unshakable. You know your offer is valuable and people are eager to invest in it. Your fear of rejection no longer holds you back. Each interaction is an opportunity to connect, to learn, and to grow. You are consistent and disciplined in your actions. Each day, you take meaningful steps toward your goals. Success is your reality. Your sales close rates are increasing. Your team is thriving, and your income is growing steadily. Let these truths settle deeply into your mind, becoming the foundation of every thought, every decision, and every action. Now, imagine yourself 6 months from today. See yourself thriving in your business. Your sales calls are filled with ease and confidence. And your calendar is consistently booked. Your team is growing, and you are guiding them with strength and inspiration. Imagine yourself earning $50,000 a month, traveling freely, and enjoying your thriving relationship. Feel the pride and joy of knowing that you have created this life through your confidence, consistency, and belief in yourself. Notice how challenges now feel like opportunities. You move through them with resilience and determination, always focused on your vision. It's time to bring the sense of confidence and clarity back with you into your waking life. In just a moment, I will count from 1 to 5. And with each number, you will feel more awake, energized, and ready to take action. 1, feeling your body awakening, light and refreshed. 2, your mind clear, calm, and focused. 3, reconnecting with the room around you, grounded and strong. 4, a sense of purpose and determination flowing through you. And 5, slowly opening the eyes, fully awake, wide awake, feeling fine and in perfect health, feeling better than you felt in a very, very, very long time. Welcome back, ready to step into your life with confidence and power. All right.
All right. Thank you,
How was
Tellman.
that? What was that experience like for you?
It was good. You know, I'm going to have to listen to the recording again. I was not able to fully drop in. So there was a lot of peripheral things happening around me, like sounds and things,
Yeah.
unfortunately. But yeah.
Cool. You look pretty relaxed. Awesome. You know, that's one of the things about hypnosis that's very interesting, Eric,
Yep.
is so a lot of people feel like, or they think they can't be hypnotized.
Mm-hmm.
But that's kind of like saying you don't have the ability to go to sleep.
Right.
Right? Like some people have trouble sleeping, and hypnosis is great for that. But if we can't sleep, like after a week or two, we're not going to survive, right?
Exactly.
And so sleep, you have to go through hypnosis to
Mm-hmm.
go to sleep and to wake up in the
Exactly.
morning. So it's a
Yep.
natural state. But yet, in every study that's ever been conducted, the depth that someone goes into hypnosis, like
Mm-hmm.
how far, under they are, how far out they are, has
Yep.
absolutely no impact on the effectiveness of the session.
Okay, cool.
So even if you're distracted by the outside world, or you're agitated by your inside world, or a little bit of both, you
Yep.
don't have to go into a completely kind of knocked out, drooling all over yourself kind of state in order to gain all of the benefit from the session. But fortunately, we have a recording, so you can listen to it again anytime you want, right?
Yep.
Cool. Well, was there anything that you saw, heard, experienced, or felt during the session that was particularly impactful or useful for you? Like, was it anything particularly engaging for you around it?
I mean, yeah, all of it. Yeah,
Cool.
it was just, you took everything that I shared when, during the intake process with the questions and tailored it brilliantly into a session specifically for the areas in my life that I'm needing to have the biggest breakthroughs with to get to where I'm trying to go.
Cool.
Yep.
Cool. Awesome. Well, yeah, I mean, is there anything else that you want to share, or anything like about this whole process, like anything that's been any other questions that you have, or anything else that makes sense to put out there?
Yeah, nothing's coming up at this moment.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, you can definitely continue to listen to the recording, and I would encourage you to do so, but
Yeah,
because it was
definitely
so
will.
customized, I think you'll find it
Yeah,
very
exactly.
helpful. And
Cool.
anybody who does sales calls, does social media, does webinars would probably benefit from listening to this as well.
Yeah, I think so
by the
too.
way, guys, if you have any questions about hypnosis, please ask them in the comments. And if you want to book a private session for the next few days, I'm doing a special offer where I'm offering a pay what it's worth to you private session. I'm going to go ahead and pop a link into the comments. So you should be able to see that on whatever platform you're looking on. And if you don't see the link, it's kind of a long link. So if you don't see the link for some reason, go ahead and send me a direct message on whatever platform you're watching this on, and I'll send you a link to where you can book if you want to book a private session. Very similar to what we just did with Eric, except, of course, completely customized and private for you. So that is absolutely an option. We had a bunch of people that kind of watched the whole session, so got to experience what that might be like. So Eric, thank you for volunteering.
Yeah, thank you.
That was awesome. Bianca says, great session. Thank you. You're welcome, Bianca. And Robert also says, good session. 100%. Has some other things going on there. Some good emojis. Awesome. Glad you liked it, Robert. Very cool. And so that really is the name of the game for today, guys. So you got to experience hypnosis. If you closed your eyes and you relaxed through that, I would love to hear what any of your experiences were. If you care to share in the comments below, we'd love to hear about them. And I think that's about it for now. Is there anything else we need to go over?
No. I think that's it. Yeah.
All right. Rock and roll. Yeah. Well, first live without a net hypnosis session on live stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully the first of many. And really, really looking forward to doing more, as well as our daily Get Shit Done show episode coming up tomorrow. You know what time it is?
It's time to get shit done.
It is time to get shit done. If you're not already a member of our Get Shit Done community, you can go to getshitdone.com and sign up and get more shit done each and every day. It's a productivity cult for entrepreneurs. If that sounds like something you'd like to get involved in, which it probably is, then go join us today and we'll see you on the inside. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, thank you, Tellman.
Watching. Thank you, Bianca, for being here. Thank you, Robert. And anybody else who joined us here today. I think just Robert and Bianca are the only people who chimed in so far. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you all for watching. And I hope you got benefit out of today's show. Let me know if you liked this type of a model, because we could certainly do a lot more of these with people if you all are into it. So rock and roll. Well, that's it for today, everybody. I'm Tellman. That's Eric. It's time to get shit done. Thanks for being here. We'll see y'all very soon. Over and out.